stages, welcome to the world famous studio tour. Woo! Woo! Well, that turned into handsome. Oh, thanks everyone. Love your enthusiasm. Everyone say hi, Francisco.
Hi, Francisco.
Nice. Way to follow directions. Everyone, my name is Peter. I'm going to be your guide today as we lift a veil of secrecy on some of Hollywood's hottest filming locations. I need to make sure that you all have a pair of 3D glasses. If you don't have 3D glasses, just raise a hand. Great. Everyone has 3D glasses. Good job. This is what you need to know. You don't need to wear those 3D glasses right now. You could if you want to. It's a free country. I'll definitely let you know when to put those 3D glasses on. For now, just sit back, relax, enjoy the fact that these trams are newly renovated. They've got reclining seats. There will be beverage service and free Wi-Fi, so enjoy. We've got the green light to go. Please make sure that you are all buckled in and ready to go. Safety is very important here on the Universal Tour. Right about now, you're realizing that there are no belt buckles, but I love that you're following directions, everyone. I heart you as a result. So let's keep the good times rolling with some safety rules. And here we go. If you need any assistance, if you have a medical emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, or you have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab the red cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram. I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Throughout the tour, please stay seated with your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Note that the studio is private property, and at any time during the tour, you drop the first item, you just can't use the restroom. Pull the cord and remain seated. Also, there's no smoking of any kind during the tour. And be prepared that today's tour features loud noises, sudden train movements, fire effects, and many water effects. You want to have your cameras out for brief photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so that they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please no selfie sticks while on board. Got all those safety rules out of the way, and just to recap, my name is Peter. I'm going to be your guide today. But I can't do this alone. Sitting here next to me is the one and only driver of the year 2022 and 2023. Everyone give it up for Adam. Yeah, that's right. He's going for 3. And we also have a special MC for the 60th. It's Jimmy Fallon.
I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world famous studio tour. Well, we're celebrating the 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
And it all started on March 15, 1915. Carl Lemley, the founder of Universal, invited the public into the studio to watch some movies being made. Guests could walk from set to set, marveling at the new technology involved in filmmaking. But with the invention of sound and the need for quiet on set, the original walking tour ended. In the 60s, under the leadership of the company chairman Lou Wasson and executives Al Dorsey and Jay Stein, finally toured the studio returned when the Greyline bus was originated in Hollywood, made a stop here on July 15, 1964. First of the red, white, and the striped fiber trains took 67 passengers on a 2-hour driving tour in the Universal lot, and the world famous studio tour was born. It started with 2 drivers, 2 guides, and a ticket seller working out of a train on the Commercial Boulevard, and from there the studio tours expanded with fantastic, one-of-a-kind Hollywood elements, like the burning house of the rock slide, which were in this area of the lot back in the 70s and 80s. Right now, you're on board one of the newest versions of the tour vehicles, the electric tram, as Universal continues its commitment to creating a zero-emission studio tour fleet. Electric trams get their power from wireless inductive charging pads, just like the ones for a cell phone, much larger. And like the electric car, it has regenerative braking. And then every time it goes downhill on the tour, it builds a charge. And now here we are entering the front lot. Over here to the right-hand side, you'll see Super Nintendo World. In the 60s and 70s, this was a dressing room for Lucille Ball, and it was an office for Oscar award-winning costume designer Edith Head. Now, back in the 80s, it became home to the Preview Center, which was a popular stop on the tour. Now it's Nintendo World over there to your left. You see the elevator doors that open so you can peek inside of some of the sound stages there. And the sound stage is a soundproof warehouse where they build sets for filming. You're going to see a number of sound stages located here in the front lot. These are all active sound stages. Over here to your left, stages 8 and 7 used to be home to Superstore. And they were home to Saved by the Bell. Both of those shows are available for streaming on Peacock. Now they're home to the show Bel Air, which is a Peacock original. And here are two of the stars of Bel Air, Jabari Banks and Ola Sholikan, will tell you a little bit more about what it's like to film here on the Universal front line.
We're leaving the theme park behind and entering the front lot where real Hollywood magic is made. How? Well, inside the sound stages that surrounds us, we can create any kind of environment the script demands.
For the past 60 years, studio tour visitors have driven right by these buildings, and inside these walls, the sets from your favorite TV shows and movies have transported audiences anywhere the imagination can take you, even to a palatial mansion in Bel Air.
When we film Bel Air, we love coming out of the sound stages and seeing the trams filled with excited guests as they drive by.
So, keep an eye out.
You never know who
or what
you'll see on the studio tour.
It's true, a number of shows filmed here, like Bel Air, or The Voice, Lopez versus Lopez, and Ted are some great examples of shows filmed here. On your monitors, you see some great examples of shows that filmed here over the years. Wicked, the movie, which is going to be in theaters in November, has been filming here on the Universal lot as well. Over there to your left-hand side, feel free to raise a glass as you see Ted there welcoming you to the front lot. Just behind him, you'll see the production bungalows. These bungalows are used in the pre-production stages of filmmaking. A number of companies have their offices in these bungalows over here, like Illumination Entertainment.
In the early days of the studio, these bungalows were used as dressing rooms to the stars of Hollywood's golden age. Now, they're used as offices where some of Hollywood's top directors, writers, and producers work their magic to get a production ready, including my company, Illumination. At Illumination, we've made some of the most successful animated films in box office history, including Despicable Me, The Borax, Secret Life of Pets, Minions, staying in people's hearts.
Now, this is a big moment in the tour, everyone. We're leaving the front lot behind and entering the back lot. This is where they filmed a lot of the big stuff. Here's Jimmy Fallon to tell you more.
Nee, die Filmkulisse hier. Eine Straße aufgebaut. Nein, das ist eine Filmkulisse. Straße aufgebaut. Auf der anderen Seite ist das ein Haus.
This is Universal Adventures.
Metro being short for Metropolitan. We're coming up to a Conway Street Metro Central Brownstone Street. You may recognize it from shows like the Indie Project or the movie Bruce Almighty, as you see there on your monuments. That's Brownstone Street. Also, there's been a new show that's been filming here called St. Dennis Medical. It's been filming in the front lot as well as here in the back lot. You can see their set over there to the right-hand side, which is St. Dennis Regional Medical Center. That show is going to air November 12th on NBC, starring David Allen Greer, Wendy McClendon-Covey. And now we're going to take a trip to Courthouse Square. And I have a feeling many of you will recognize this location from the Back to the Future movies.
Welcome to the Courthouse Square. These sets were used to create Hill Valley in the Back to the Future films.
And they represented multiple time periods, 1985, 1955, and the far, far distant future, 2015. To this day, this is one of the most popular sets on the Universal Studio Tour.
We had a lot of fun making those films here on the lot. I wonder what it'd be like to go back to those days. If only we had a time machine.
Hey, everybody, do you think we can get this tram up to 88 miles per hour? See you in the future.
And I'm sure many of you recognize this as Hill Valley. You may also recognize it from some more recent productions, Rutherford Falls and Ted, both of which stream on Peacock and filmed here in Courthouse Square. And right now we're taking a trip to another noteworthy location here on the lot. Here's Jack Black to tell you more.
And self-action. Did you know the Metro sets were once the home to Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original studio tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the tram. So close you could feel his hot banana breath. Is that it? I think that's my last line, and then the tram moves on to the next thing.
That's right. And a number of productions are filmed here in the Metro sets. Like NCIS, Criminal Minds, House, How I Met Your Mother, The Mindy Project, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., American Ninja Warrior, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Hacks, American Auto, and St. Dennis Medical are some great examples of shows that are filmed here in the Metro sets. Like I said, St. Dennis Medical is going to air on Tuesdays on NBC starting November 12th. It's from the creators of Superstore and American Auto, so definitely keep your eyes open for that show. And coming up here to your right, keep your eyes open because you're going to see some studio tour history. You're going to see the runaway train and the collapsing bridge. Both the retired effects that were made for the studio tour 50 years ago. And now we're getting ready to take a trip to Skull Island.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in the edge. Colin literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just put them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
And everyone, please remain seated, hold on to your belongings, and welcome to Skull Island. Witness one of the world's largest, most intense 3D experiences. You're gonna go, woo! Yeah, alright. And I know many of you are wondering, yes, that is real dinosaur slobber that they use in the ride at the Mystery Universal. You still have a pair of 3D glasses. Hold on to those 3D glasses and maybe using them later on during the tour. King Kong 360 3D was created by Peter Jackson and his team over at London Digital. Was one of the works that they worked on Avatar, King Kong, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and they've also worked on the Hobbit films using screens that are 40 feet high and 180 feet long. They're able to bring you that 360 3D experience.
With a project like the studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts. Because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving it along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, it
presenting them to the audience. It's a hell of a ride.
There to your left, you get another look at the Metro sets. And all those buildings that you see in the Metro sets, although they look like they're made of brick and stone, are actually made of foam, rubber, and fiberglass. Here to your right-hand side, you'll see a mural that was created by artist Tristan Eaton to commemorate the Universal monsters.
And an instrumental part of the process of designing these murals was getting to go to the Universal Archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from the movies, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations from those movie posters, all this stuff. I had an early affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind making movies. But I fell in love with zombie movies and monster movies as a young kid. My world that I come from is skateboarding and graffiti and comic books. You always have to pay homage to where that art form started. And for me, it started with painting stuff in the street illegally, tagging billboards and dumpsters. And without that, I never would be here using spray paint like this.
Over here to your left, you'll see some sound stages that were completed back in 2018. They're the newest sound stages here, but it's where they filmed The Voice as well. Also here on the left-hand side, this body of water is known as Park Lake. In 1974, Universal had the parting of the Red Sea to the studio tour inspired by the Ten Commandments. Charlton Heston actually made an appearance to park the waters for the guests when it opened.
This tram is overloaded. Tell them they can walk on water as part of the tour.
And that area is also notable because it's where they filmed some scenes for the creature from the Black Lagoon, which is celebrating its 70th anniversary this year. So it's just part of a very long legacy of horror films and monster movies that date all the way back to Dracula, which premiered in 1931, all the way to the upcoming Dark Universe at Universal Epic Universe, which is opening next year in Orlando. Now here we are in Little Europe, where it all started. So this set here is known as Little Europe because with the use of various props and costumes, it can be made to look like any place in Europe. I have a feeling many of you probably recognize this location from the hit show, The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Little Europe also has a distinction dating back all the way back to those classic monster movies from early last century. Films like Frankenstein, The Mummy, and The Invisible Man, all shot scenes in Little Europe. So earlier in the tour, we drove past some sound stages on the front lot. Many of you might have been wondering what it'd be like to go inside of a soundstage. Well, Santa got your letter because that's what's going to happen here inside of Stage 50. We're going to get to see what it looks like inside of a soundstage, and we're also going to get to check out a hot set. So, a hot set means that everything is in place and ready for filming. All the they've recreated the transit system up in the Bay Area. Is everybody okay? For the 60th anniversary of the studio tour, complete with a makeover where they've updated many of the props and moving in the equipment to move that set to the 21st century. And we're going to move on with the tour and head on over to the town of Amity. Remember Amity from the Jaws movies? You'll see a billboard over here on your left-hand side welcoming you to the town. And then you'll see the town coming up over here on the right. The Great White Castle Clock. The waters are safe and clear.
D'accord, bien.
And everyone, I'm so sorry to see that. Stay calm. Keep your arms and legs inside the tram. Do not panic, right? We're going to contact the proper authorities and let them know that the shark is pulling the here on the right. Okay, just stay calm, like I said. There's no need to. Does anybody see the shark? In the trees. And everyone, say hello to Bruce, the mechanical shark from the Jaws movies. See him over there on the right-hand side. As he slides back into the water. So Bruce does a great job of scaring people all day, every day. Here on the Universal Tour. But what you may not know is that he was actually really difficult to work with during the filming of the movie Jaws.
That's a much maligned shark. The shark was frustrated. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Now, somebody who isn't hard to work with at all is today's show co-host and weather anchor, Al Roker.
Time for my favorite part of the tour, weather. When it comes to film and TV, it is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968. Welcome to the only part of the backlot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.